Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships and happy new month, by the way. I mean, it's already December.
Onwa December is here.
So when you think about it, this year just flew like
it was going somewhere.
flew.
The year was going somewhere.
Yeah. So I wish you, let me start by wishing you all a wonderful, fun-filled, and exciting December. Okay. This is Common Sense for Relationships, and today we are on Common Sense Answers. Yes, this is something we do from time to time, where we just take different questions. Some questions coming from our Common Sense family, and some coming from feedback we received on the different shows. So, bottom line, we're going to be dealing with a couple of questions today. So stay tuned, because something that is disturbing you might just be addressed on the show today. So invite your friends, your family, your loved ones, and let's engage. Thank you for always joining us every week on the show. We absolutely appreciate your presence, your participation, and your support. And speaking of support, if you have not yet subscribed
what are you
to
waiting
this
for?
channel, but you usually enjoy the content, because, just balance the scale. Subscribe, okay? Subscribe. There's no charge for subscription. Okay, today we have a special guest with us, okay? And in case you are new and you don't even know the person who's speaking, my name is Anietie Bature. I'm a relationship coach. I'm an engineer. I'm the wife of one husband. His name is Kingsley Bature.
One husband.
And he's seated right over there.
One husband. You're stealing my lines. You're stealing my lines. Well done. Okay. I'm Kingsley Bature. Always enjoy being on this show. And talking about December, I was scrolling through status, and I saw somebody has already put up a Merry Christmas, a Happy Christmas song. I had to send the lady a message. They say, Auntie, calm down now. You're putting some of us under pressure. You understand? So you're putting some of us under pressure. Christmas, calm down. Some of us, we are still trying to hustle to, reach Christmas. There's a lot to do, and you're already singing Christmas song now. So just please calm down, And if you are also on that table, that's why we did this month No Pressure November. That's what the month was all about. And if you have not watched some of the other episodes on the show, please go watch them and do yourself like this. You'll be all right. Last. Be all right. You'll be all right. And so glad to have you on the show today. A number of the questions we are taking are from some of the things we have talked about this November, and just stay tuned. I'm sure you will enjoy the show.
All right. So now to our special guest for the day. His name is Ikenna Onoha. Let's give him a warm welcome. Woohoo! All right, Ikenna, I have call it a few questions for you. So that people can get to know you a little better. Wouldn't you like to know our guest? Yes, so let's find out. Where are you from?
Okay, great. Thanks for having me today. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to be here.
Yay!
And if I want to answer that question with common sense, I'll say I'm from Nigeria.
That's so. It's important to keep the Nigerian spirit. It's important to keep the Nigerian spirit, because they want to break us.
All right, and let's see. What's your occupation? What you do for a living, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I work in the energy industry.
Okay.
As a commercial analyst.
Commercial analyst. So that means money matters. You understand it right. We can come to you for financial advice.
Something close to that.
Interesting. Okay, cool. And then I'm sure some people are interested in knowing, are you married?
Yes, happily married.
Happily.
Not just married.
Happily married. Very
Yes,
important, because you can be grudgingly married.
That one choke.
Or sorrowfully married.
That one choke.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Enduringly married.
Hey. And for how long, if I may ask?
Yes, I've been married for 13 years.
13 years. Oh, cool. Okay. And just to help those people who are like, I want to do this and do that and do that and do that. I'll get married someday.
After I finish accomplishing everything in my life, then I'll marry.
How old were you when you got married?
I was 29.
29. Interesting.
And
Okay.
13 years means I'm a teenager now.
Yeah. You've gone back in time. Yes, you have gotten younger with every year of marriage.
Yeah. It's true.
Okay, I see the direction. Fantastic. Okay, so let me see. That's 29. We got married at 27. Interesting. So you see, that zone.
It's a good zone.
It's a good zone.
Very good zone.
Before you get to 30.
It's a good zone.
Yes.
But in case you have passed 30, let me give you a Chinese proverb, because these days China seems to come very naturally to me. Chinese proverb: the best time to plant a tree is 5 years ago. The next best time
is now. All right, great. So now that we have that sorted, let's get into the questions for the day. Okay. So first question. This whole thing of finding yourself is something that we've emphasized a lot on the show as being important, especially if you want to have a successful relationship. Okay. So let's break it down a little more. What does it mean to find yourself?
Who wants to take a swipe at it? He's the guest.
Can you imagine? Are you trying to chicken out of a question?
I've been put on the spot here.
Hey, see wickedness. Wickedness on yellow chairs.
It's a way to welcome him into this thing. A way to welcome him. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take a stab at that. So I would say life is in phases. Life is in phases. So you have the early phase of your life, which is the morning. And then you have the afternoon, maybe the early afternoon, late afternoon, and you have the evening of your life. And so the journey of discovery really starts when you are born. However, within the morning part of your life, the people that are around you supposedly shape what you then begin to discover in the afternoon of your life.
So morning is like 0 to 25.
Maybe 0 to 25, thereabouts. Yes, and then the afternoon of your life kicks off from 25 plus. And what then happens is, in the afternoon of your life, or let's say in the late morning, so at about 19, 20, you begin to realize that you're a sum total of all the inputs that have happened.
Yes.
From 0 to where you find yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's then, and because you are then in an environment where inputs are still coming in, while you're beginning to discover what has been put into you over the years. And so it's then a journey of learning, relearning, and unlearning.
So
it's actually a journey of discovery over time. And one of the things about that discovery is that don't be surprised at what you find out. There's an opportunity to unlearn and relearn and pick up new skills. So it's not a death sentence if you find out, I find out something that I'm not comfortable with. There's always an opportunity to pick up new things, drop what you don't like, and then you become a better person as you progress. We're still on the journey of discovery. Even as adults,
I think I want to jump in right there, because what I'm hearing from what you're saying is that there is an intentionality that comes in at that point, that 19 phase or whatever age it is, where you now sit down to take stock of all the inputs that has framed and shaped you, right? Because now you're going to say, okay, this is who I am. Then who do I want to be, right? And that's what also determine what kind of influence you allow going forward. Because, that's the point where people start to say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not interested in that. No, I'm not attending that one. Or no, I don't want you in my life, and stuff like that. Because now you're deliberate about, this is where I want to get to. This is who I want to become. And to become that is like doing a gap analysis. What kind of changes do I need to make? What do I need to learn? What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing to frame this new person that you want to become?
As I hear you talk about discovery, there's another sense, and you speak about the phases, right? So, and you say, what does it really mean to find yourself? So what I'm hearing is that you actually need to find yourself within the phases of your life.
Yes.
So is that the person you discover in the morning can actually be different from the person you discover in the afternoon, and may directly be different from the person that you discover in the evening.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I look at that in if I were to put some acronym around it, I would call the morning preparation, I'll call the afternoon participation, and then I'll call the evening posterity, right? Because at that point you are beginning to just plan for the future.
Yeah.
But what comes up as you speak about discovery, in finding yourself, we cannot do discovery. We also have to add development.
Yes.
So that when you discover who it is that you are, and you ask that question, who do I want to be? You begin a process of development.
Yes.
To go from who you find yourself to be, that you may or may not be happy with,
Yes.
and now begin to journey to who it is you want to be. And that's what I call development. So all of us actually take that journey, whether we know it or not. Sometimes you are not even aware that you are on a developmental journey, either positive or negative. You are becoming something.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You are becoming something, either positive or negative. And so it's something that you really often have to check yourself. I had an interesting encounter with a client this week, and that encounter just brought something back to my mind, which lays credence to what you're saying.
Yeah.
The fact that we actually have to do this over and over again. You have to find myself. You have to do personal checks to say, who am I?
Yes.
You have to ask that question often and often again, because times are changing. Life is throwing different things at you. You have to check, what am I becoming in my response to life?
Yeah.
So I think that's where I would pack it.
Yeah.
Just to add something.
Okay.
So you said something about intentionality, and you said something about the phase, the second phase, the 3 P's.
Yeah, the
second
participation.
phase is the participation. One of the things I want to add in terms of finding yourself is that sometimes you discover you can't. The context, so different contexts reveal who you are over time.
A different side of you.
So I recall when God blessed us with a son. I might have been looking at parenting in a theoretical context. But the context of now actually being a father
practical today.
then revealed what I did not know was in me all along. So and I like what you said about it's a phase of the afternoon phase, is a phase of participation where when a context reveals a particular shade of you, then it's time to, if you don't like that shade, then you begin to work on it.
You begin to work on it.
Intentionally.
You see,
Because context reveals who you are.
Context reveals who you are. See,
Yes.
I have this practical. Speaking about children, when we started having children, right? I always thought that I was this very nice guy. I think growing up, right, I thought of myself as a nice guy. I was always nice to everybody. I always wanted to please everybody. That's the kind of person I think myself out. There are some people in my office now that be shaking their heads, but I'm not even looking at them. I'm looking at my wife, who is also looking away, but I'm trying. Okay, but that's how I thought of myself. But when my children started coming, I couldn't understand how these little people will bring out so much anger so that sometimes in the bid to correct them, I am showing a part of myself I didn't think I had.
Yes.
I am easily upset. It's almost as if they have the remote control just to know that particular place to press to get you over the edge. I'm like, how can they do this? I'm not like this. It's you people that. Oh, but when that when I began to notice that, I now had to go and take some time and look at, oh boy, you actually have anger issues. It's just that there was no context that brought it out.
Yeah, okay.
Do you understand? So I had to now say, okay, we need to
fix something.
We need to fix something.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really important. Finding yourself is really important. And, apart from the different phases of life, there's also the way it helps you in making that very important decision of who your life partner should be. Because if you don't know yourself, then how will you know
What
who's
you
right
need.
for you? You might just accept anybody's suggestion because, my sister said he's a good person, you got to marry the person. Then you start blaming your sister in the future. Know yourself so you can say, yes, truly, this person is good for me, or no, that person isn't. And then you move on to and continue your search. All right, so we'll go to the next thing. Next question we want to address is this issue of change. Because, some people get married hoping that the person they have gotten married to will change. The question is,
do people really change? I feel like there's a perspective of that question that we have already addressed in the preceding question.
that's the intentional part of changing, right?
That's the intentional part of changing, where you notice something and you work on it. There's also the part where context changes people. I'll give you an example. You actually find some guys are really nice when they are broke. Because they don't have money, they will be subservient, they will do different things for you. But the moment they begin to touch money, or they begin to make some levels of money, there's a part of them that will come out that you'll be like, I didn't know this guy is proud like this. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So the question you'll not be asking, was he always humble, or was it because he didn't have money that he was humble? So was it the context that made him humble? Was it the environment that made him humble? Or was it that he always had pride? He was just waiting for the right environment to exhibit it.
and maybe just to add, looking at that question, I'm going to put a twist to it. And so you mentioned something about when you discover yourself. It's not just a discovery, but you're on a journey to rediscover, because it's a journey of discovery.
Discovery, yes.
And so if you're on a journey, you then said, know yourself, so that you're able to make the right choices. But I'll add, know yourself and the journey you are on. Because yourself is not it's not a static
and it's not an isolated
position.
It's not an isolated situation.
So I'm here now, but I am on this journey in this dimension, in this dimension, in this dimension. And then if I tie that to the second question, which then talks about, do people really change? I'll put a spin to that. I'd say, because change seems to come at people as some indifferent. I'd rather say people grow. So people grow, and growth sometimes is painful, but you grow and something new emerges. Then you grow and something new emerges. The day you stop growing, that means you've started dying. So you are learning new things. And so the idea of change, if it's seen through the lens of growth, should then be embraced.
Yes.
And you then also see the fact that the person who is committed to growing is surely going to be a better person tomorrow, over time. Once the person is committed to growing, and once that growth is embraced, even if that growth is painful, because growth comes with pain, but it always has its rewards.
Yes, and
Growth
I
comes with
absolutely
pain, but it always has its rewards.
Yes, I like this positive spin on the change, which is exploring the path of growth.
Yes.
Now, there are those who see someone or meet someone, there are red flags all over. In fact, not just flags, the building is red. But they are hoping that this person at some point will change. from red to green.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit.
Do you understand? For different reasons,
he would,
I will do something to make him change. I will
help
pray,
him.
And so on. And so just different reasons that people, or I will make him love me so much that he will change. You know, all sorts of reasons that people have. So is there a guarantee that will happen?
No. So I'm sorry, I can't. I have to be yes, I have to be categorical about it. No. See, people change when they want to. So, for example, even in psychology, the short courses I took in psychology, because that's where my major is going, and you study the human mind, and you find that even people that are in situations that you say are helpless, in addictions and all of that, in studying the dynamics of addiction, the psychologist will tell you, if the guy, as helpless as he is, if he's not ready to change, you can't do anything for him. But you'll be saying, but he's addicted. He's an addiction. I want to help him. I want to get... So you can do everything for him if he's not ready to change, and if he's not ready to say, I need help, help me, he's not going to change. No matter whether you put all the tools that you use at his disposal, it won't help him. So that's where we come to say, if change is possible. And sometimes, like the example I gave at the beginning, environment can bring out different dimensions of people or different aspects of people. Some good, some bad, right? Context can bring out different aspects of people, some good, some bad. Okay?
Yes.
So it means that you that is experiencing those conditions with them are going to see them as changing.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes it may not be pleasurable. So, but you cannot categorically define this person and say, this is who he is. We've spoken about context. The other thing we speak about in psychology is conditioning. Okay? Conditioning can be the reason why you see a person as changing. He was so some people will tell you, oh, this is the way I am. I always ask the question, is it the way you are or the way they made you? You speak about our growing years, right? From those growing years, is people, environment, conditions that shape you. So you now grow up to that person that has been shaped, and then you now say, this is who I am. But you are just a product of someone's idea.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I had a very intense conversation with someone when I traveled, and the guy had a claim, and his claim just made me engage him. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm a Christian just like you, but I don't agree with you. The only reason you can make this claim is because you were brought up in a Christian home. If you were brought up somewhere in China, you can't make this claim because the only concept of religion or whatever that you will know is what is around you. So you cannot come and make this claim. Do you understand? So exposure, conditioning, these are all things that bring change. So people are what you make of them within the experience of them that you have.
So we can say that there can be positive change,
yes,
as well as negative change. Right? And I guess the only thing you can use, or one of the things you can use as call it a guide in knowing what kind of change is this person I am choosing to do the rest of my life with prone to? Is their track record of what have they been doing, right? And what kind of person are they? So you know that they will be leaning more towards positive change rather than negative change. Because you really can't guarantee. But one thing we know for sure is that people will change. Change is a constant. So you can't expect that the person you marry is going to stay just that way. There are different things that will happen. Becoming a parent will happen or might happen, or changing jobs might happen. Getting older will definitely happen.
And it will change.
Do you understand? And even if the not much is changing in this person's life, the environment continues to change, and their response to those changes too will bring about change. Just know that change will happen. It's now how you manage the change and how you choose for people who are married, how you choose to continue to adjust to who your partner is becoming.
What I wanted to add to that conversation is a question popped into my mind. So somebody will say, if people change, can I really, does it mean I can never really know somebody? Or maybe how do I know that the person that I married is not going to change?
Just tell us from your life and your marriage.
Yes.
If tell us about that journey of the years you guys have spent together and the change. Just, is your wife the same person today as she was back then? And if not, how come you people are still together? What have you done to make you continue saying we had it today?
Even though she has changed.
Okay, so very good question. And I would say the choice made to get married, yes, is also a choice to journey through the seasons of change. So knowing that change will happen is part of the deal.
It's part of
the deal.
It's part of what you signed.
Yeah. So you're then committing to journey through those seasons of change that will happen, not that they may happen.
They
will happen.
It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
And the pace of the change, because it's about context. So marriage throws up different contexts.
It's true.
Context that you never...
You can't understand as a single person.
You can't simulate that context.
Yeah, exactly. In advance. You can't understand it as a single person.
You can't simulate
even
the
if they
context.
explain it to you.
Even if you read it up in books, you can't simulate and you want to try and do 3 steps to my response.
No,
it doesn't exist. So context will throw up certain things. And the commitment is to journey through the seasons of change. Now, I also want to add, if I come directly to your question, that the timing or how long is not within your control. So I'm expecting this person to change in 2 months. No. Because you can have multiple contexts lining up at the same time.
And happening to you at the same time.
At the same time. And so it's about knowing. So you both know that irrespective of the context and the changes, I call it growth, because at the end of the day, those changes, by the time you grow, you build more capacity, even for changes that will come in the future. So by the time you have the commitment to each other that we're going to journey together through the seasons of change, then you will see change. So you celebrate the small wins.
Okay.
So because there will be some changes that would have occurred very fast. You're like, oh wow, long may this continue.
Long may this continue.
And then some, you're beginning to wonder, why is it taking this long? But it's also important to celebrate the small wins. Okay, this happened at this time. I love the way you were able to embrace that season, because there will be seasons that it might not be that quick. And you also need to journey through that season. And the beauty about journeying through the seasons of change, I call them seasons of growth, is that when you retell the story of a season of change, of growth, maybe 5 years after you are looking back, you both be laughing because like, what was really happening at that time?
Yes.
And then you even begin to pick lessons from what you could then do differently in seasons that might come in the future. And so for me, it's about having that consciousness or agreeing with the fact or coming to terms with the fact that change will happen. Change will happen. And we are journeying together through the seasons of change.
Change will happen.
All right.
Change will happen. I like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now someone will say, if change is always going to happen, in fact, life will continue to happen, then we need to prepare, And so we talk about plans, right? And I mean, when you're going for interviews and stuff, they'll ask you maybe what's your 3-year plan or 5-year plan, stuff like that. And then even without interviews, every year end, people are sitting down with their devices or their books and pens and are just writing down plan for the next year, plan for the next few years, and so on. So, is it possible to overplan? What are your thoughts on this?
Me, I would look at it from, okay, let me, I don't know if my guys will be able to put up a post that I posted recently on planning. And, okay, so if they'll be able to put it up, but if not, so there's this post I put up where somebody was made 2025 plans, right? And then on the 2025 plans, there was buy a car, save 2 million, and buy
Start a business,
right? And so there was all these beautiful
business.
plans, but now we're getting to the end of the year, and none of those things have happened. So the person needs to plan for 2026. So the person now carries the book and pen and paper, and the place where he say buy a car, he changed it to buy a carpet. You see, at least I bought a carpet. I couldn't buy a car, but I bought a carpet this year. So yeah, that's more realistic.
Buy a phone, change to buy a phone case.
Buy a phone, change to buy a phone case. You understand? Now, what's my save 2 million, change to save 2 mangoes. You understand?
I think the most interesting one, because I saw that post, the most interesting one was start my business, change to mind my business.
Mind my business, exactly. Start my business, change to mind my business. Now, what's my point? My point is, even in planning your life, there are too many variables you can't control. There are too many things, just like we said, that many things are happening to you. Nigeria is happening to you. Life is happening to you. Your family is happening to you. Your job is happening to you. Because even if you work for somebody, you don't control the business, the environment, everything is happening to you. So many things are happening to you. There are many things that are beyond your control. So you can't actually overplan your life. The person that what you can actually do is plan what is within your control, and then leave enough room for the things that are not. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Plan the things that are within your control and leave enough room for the things that are not within your control.
So that's like introducing some flexibility, right?
Yes.
Or room for flexibility.
Room for change. Again, see, because it seems to be a word that keeps coming up. Yeah.
So I'll add to that, and then I'll try and paint a picture. So talking about planning, I want to look at the different planning cycles or time horizons for planning. So by the time we look at those planning cycles, we realize that you have the long-term plan.
Okay.
And then you break it down into the medium and short-term plans. And then within your short-term plans, you then have tactics to say, okay, what steps am I taking today?
Actions.
What steps am I taking today that will take me towards my short-term plan? And then your short-term plans roll up to your medium-term plans and your long-term plan. Now, the beauty about the planning cycle is that it's a rolling cycle. So as you shift to the right, if your long-term plan ended at 2035, by the time you get 2036, it has moved to 2026, it has moved to 2036, your medium term has moved. So you are always in the zone of doing your plan versus actual and replanning. So you can't actually overplan because there are different time horizons and cycles that you always need to have in view. And you are measuring plan versus actual. That's on the one hand. And then the other bit is to plan big.
Explain that, sir.
So I'll say one of the things I often practice is when a picture comes to mind. The picture usually, and God gives you a picture. don't dismiss the picture. Write it down.
As it is.
As it is.
Whether you can do
Whether
it or
you
not.
can do it or not.
Just write it down.
And the reason why I use the word big, because the person giving you the picture is not thinking like you.
It's true.
So it's not. His thoughts are infinite. So when an infinite person, or when someone whose thoughts are infinite gives you a picture, it will usually be bigger than what your mind can conceive.
I'm hearing you loud.
Write it down. So that's a good starting point.
Yes.
Because as you write it down, and then that then becomes like your strategic, your North Star. Your North Star. And then you begin to then have daily tactics that will take you
towards that direction.
So it's not just plan big and write down the pictures, the pictures that are coming from a source, which is God, that doesn't think like you. He doesn't think like you. And so write it down. It might look big, but you will get to that monster.
All right.
I'm sorry. I still want to glean something here, because there's an angle, there's a twist I want to put to the same question, and I'm putting that twist in context with a question we've already answered. Look at it this way: in planning, we say that this guy, a lady wants to get married. She's making plans. She's looking at the kind of person that she wants to marry, right? She's put that kind of person, assuming in her plan, she's written down the person like a template, checklist. She has written. But now she's watching this video and you have said, this guy is going to change, right? And I'm writing this checklist. How do I plan this thing now with somebody that this is the person on my checklist, the person I want to marry? And I find that person in real life. Now you are telling me that person will change you. You understand? Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So how do I make this plan? It means that I can't really know anybody now. So do I just...
You just plan that the person will change, including the plan that some things might be different, and this is how you will respond.
So how do I truly know the person?
You will not know.
So I can't know the person. That means I should just marry anybody that walks on the street now.
This knowing that you're talking about, it's as if you're speaking of certainty,
yes,
rather than knowledge. The only thing that you are certain of is that this person will change, right? And you're also certain that this person is who this is this person now. But going into the future, different things will happen, like we've discussed.
So, but are there elements of this person that we can say will not change? Are there core, if we call it core, innate personality? So that I can tell myself, oh, I love the core person. Some other things may change, but the core person, it's just something like that.
Values are core, right? Values are core, like what this person stands for. Those are like at the roots of this person. Example, somebody who says that, for me, hard work is important. For me, integrity is important, right? For me, respect is important.
So these are values.
So these are things that core. So for instance, that person who really, really stands for integrity will not wake up tomorrow and just all of a sudden just decide, okay, from now going forward, I'm going to do anything it takes to get what I want, even if it means lying, stealing, duping people, committing fraud. I don't mind as long as it gets me. Those kind of just random changes, like those kind of changes they are difficult.
So that's,
for them to happen. They're not impossible, but the chance difficult. Of that happening is very low.
So in other words, in my plan then, those are the kind of things I should be looking for. That's
when you're making your decision. Your decision should be based on those core attributes, not on things like her hairstyle,
which we change next week. And he's
because at the moment she may be a braids person.
Yes, and he's tall, dark, and handsome. Has one pack, and maybe it's because the guy is a promising young man. By the time he now becomes, he has 6-pack, he's a promising young man. By the time he now becomes like me now, he's a family man, and he's find out that it's 1 pack that he has now. He has changed. They're like, this is not the man that I married.
Yeah, but then that's not a core attribute. So for you, it's now. If
it's
that
a change.
happens, so it's now if that happens, what do we do
about it? Yeah. So you're going to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about these core attributes, and it's also when there's an opportunity, because it's not about it's not about saying I'm a man of integrity. No, so
opportunity if you never come, make it sure.
So it's about when have I been tested? It might be. It might not be. It might just be it might not be the big tests, but in those situations where I found myself, where maybe there was an opportunity to do something dubious, how was I able to stand in those times? So those are pointers that those core values are really core and deep rooted. So that's what I wanted to add in terms of the
interesting. Okay. This thing. I don't know why it came to my mind, and this is maybe it's for somebody out there. I don't know why it came to my mind. And when you're talking about this opportunity, a long time ago, I went to the bank, and the amount of money that was in my account was 710 naira, and in writing the 710 naira, because I went to withdraw 200 naira, right? In writing the 710 naira as my balance, the person wrote 7,010 naira, which will make me a big boy at that time. So I left the bank with 7,010 naira as my bank balance, and I went. It was in school then, and I went back, and I was showing them. I was thinking to myself, this is 7,010 naira, and I showed some of my guys around, and they were like, just leave it now. The guy has written it. It's just, and honestly. You know how they said the person could not sleep? Abraham could not sleep. Early in the morning, he got up. And that time, it's not as if bank is you walk in and you are just attended to. You have to wait a long time. And I walked back to bank, waited a long time. And it got to my turn at the bank. And I told them, I want to check my bank balance, because I wanted to be sure that they didn't just write it in my sleep. That it reflected in the account. And they checked my bank balance. I gave them my account number. They checked my bank balance and wrote it out for me. And it was 7,010 naira. So I had the option to withdraw some good money. It's 200 naira I wanted to withdraw. But I had the option to now withdraw some good. I can withdraw 2K, I can withdraw 5K, and it will be legit. I had to call the person and tell the person, my account balance is not 7,010. Somebody made a mistake. It's 710 naira. And the person was, I was trying to call that, but it was impatient to say, okay, there are plenty of people you are wasting. I told him, no, please call manager. It was the young boy. And that's how the person looked at it. And then now traced the ledger back and saw that it was a mistake. It was just 10 in a different place. And the person was like, thank you very much. But my guys around me thought, it's been done. So what am I saying? I'm saying sometimes it's that opportunity that did not present itself. Another person will go to the bank, instead of collecting 200, you will collect 2,000. But the thing is, I couldn't get past the idea that this thing that I am enjoying, somebody else is going to pay for it. And that was what moved me. The Holy Spirit did not speak anything, no loud voice, no, it was just the conviction. And I'm sure he's the one also, but it was that conviction that moved me.
Yeah.
So just to corroborate what you've said, so it's important in relationships when having conversations with who you intend to settle with, when those core values are highlighted, you need to, it's also important to ask those questions. Say, okay, situations when those core values were tested. And you were able to pass that test.
And in asking the question, please, don't answer yourself. Give me
No,
2 instances. It is listening,
Yeah, exactly.
right? And that's why people need to listen. Some people say, "Oh, we spend a lot of time together doing what? Watching movie. We spent a lot of time together doing what? Paying attention to something, right?
Talking about the weather.
You guys are not conversing. But the thing is, when conversations are had, then you have the opportunity to hear about this person's life.
Yeah, what's the core?
And you can just hear and say, okay, so this happened. So is that how you reacted? Oh, so that's what you did. But pay attention, right? Because if you don't pay attention, you will not get to know all that you need to know. And intentional conversations will make you ask leading questions to uncover more.
To uncover more.
But the fact is, if you just go in like, I just want to spend time with a person, then anything they say or do will be fine. But when you know I am here on a mission, I want to find out if you are the right person for me, then every conversation becomes an opportunity for me to know you more and to know whether you are the right person for me. So please, don't waste your time, because you can see how 1 year has gone by very quickly. Don't waste your time. Even in relationships, you can't just go and just be spending time for no reason, no purpose, no intention, no plan, no agenda. Meanwhile, you say you want to get married soon. You might just end up spending so much time, and then the person wakes up one day and says, oh, by the way, I'm moving on. Or you now find out too late in the game that this is not the right fit for you after you spent so much time. All right. So really important. Important to plan. Important to know that you are not in control of everything, right? But make the most of what you can control and don't waste time. So next, let's look at the issue of soulmates. Somebody said, oh, he's my soulmate. Oh, she's my soulmate. And once they feel that soul connection, they're not even checking anything again. So let's talk about this. Like, am I your soulmate?
I don't know. This question you're asking me on national TV now. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting the kind of words that the way people use words. Let me put it that way. The way people use words, and even if you look up the meaning of soulmate, it's a bit different from the way people use it. So in the way people use soulmate, is like if you say, I have found my soulmate, it's like you're saying this is a marriage made in heaven, meaning that nothing can go wrong with it. Do you understand? But I have a different ideology. I feel that even marriages made in heaven will struggle on earth. And that's my opinion. Marriages made in heaven, the moment they come on earth, they will struggle, because earth is a variable and it's a territory where God has given the government of it to the sons of man, who have a will that God is also not willing to tamper with. That in itself creates a smorgasbord of chaos. Do you understand? It's a mixture of so many things that can make it not go the way that it was planned in heaven. So for me, I would say, so even if you found the person that is the person that your soul loves, you still require a lot of things on earth to do to keep that marriage together. So whether it is soulmate or it is soul connection, the two souls involved have a lot of work to do. So it is not their meeting that is priority for me. It's their journey, the ability of both of them to journey together. That's the way I put it, or that's the way I see it.
So more like less emphasis on the title, more emphasis on the journey.
That's one. Less emphasis on the mystery and the euphoria. More emphasis on the real work required to make it happen.
Okay, I want to add something to that because talking about the journey and the idea that when you say soulmates, it points to maybe some level of compatibility. Compatibility made in heaven.
Made in heaven.
If I might use that word. I want to put a different spin
on it. Yeah.
to compatibility, and where the journey then comes in, where you need to walk the relationship to become compatible. So I'm going to come there. So,
exactly.
So people, so there's the idea of compatibility for marriage. But what the spin I'm putting to it is you journey towards compatibility in marriage because you have two different people. We talked about the morning of our lives.
Yes.
So you have two people who have lived the morning of their lives
Before
in
they met.
different contexts. So no matter the common denominator between the two people, there are more differences than similarities because the contexts are different. So the beauty about choosing or agreeing to then come together in marriage is that we agree that we are different.
We agree.
We agree that we are different. So those core values have been ticked, but we agree that we are different. And we are different not because we wanted to be different. We grew up in different contexts. So our conditioning were different. And so what has happened is that my difference is fully accepted. Your difference is fully accepted.
Fantastic.
And then we are on a journey to then becoming compatible. So we're accepting our differences and journeying together to what you might then call we have become soulmates.
So it doesn't just happen.
No. So you can then say we've become because we've journeyed two different people. And then when that compatibility happens, it then becomes very beautiful. Because then say, these people were actually north and south. Oh, wow, they've converged.
So, but you see, the problem with this concept that you have just delivered about soulmate, the problem with it is that it's not glamorous. It's more glamorous to say, from the day I saw her, I knew we were going to do forever together. From the day I laid eyes on her, she was my soulmate. That's more glamorous. It's like you just see. So there's the part where
that can get you an but this other one.
No, this doesn't get you. Doesn't get you nothing. Doesn't get you nothing.
What?
I mean, this is how. This is the how. So if soulmates exist, this is how they are crafted.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Yeah. Then becoming.
Yeah. And that becoming means it's like there's this science student, nuclear fusion. It requires energy and a lot of heat to become. So if you are looking for soulmates, and it is how it's not the euphoria. It's not the glamour.
Don't pick it off the shelf.
You don't pick it off the shelf.
No.
You make it happen.
It's work. Interesting, beautiful. Okay, great. And with that, I'll go to the next question, which is, why do people repeat unhealthy patterns? So you were in a relationship, for instance, and then something happened, probably something you did, and that relationship ended. And now you're in another relationship and you're doing the same thing. Or it may just be a work ethic. There's a way you worked on your first job, you got into trouble, maybe you got fired, but you have not dropped that pattern. You're still repeating it on the next job. So why do people repeat unhealthy patterns? Let's talk about that. Could be in any aspect of life.
Something that just comes to mind is after action review. So results on healthy patterns.
Yes.
And you come out of it. Have you done an after action review? What went wrong? What would I have done differently? And then the outcome of that review then feeds into your next.
Interesting.
Your next action or your next enterprise.
You know, it reminds me of something. There's a word for it in psychology, but I'm going to use just something you said that the way I was taught it before I knew what it was. You know, I had a breakup in a relationship once, and before I took on another relationship, the lesson that I learned from it is like in the moments of my meditation, I fell upon the word, don't open a new door until you've closed the other one. Right? It was like God speaking to my mind, right? To say, don't open a new door until you have closed the last one properly. Otherwise, something will come in from that room and contaminate the current one in which you are. So the current room is your current relationship. It may not be a bad relationship, but because you didn't end the other one properly and close the door and shut it, something comes from there and contaminates this one. In psychology, it's called retrospective framing. Retrospective framing. You did not fix a bad pattern. You are likely to repeat it again.
And just to even add to what you just said, talking about patterns are actually fed. So even if you change, you go into another enterprise, or you're still eating the recipe that fed your previous
pattern.
That pattern will follow you to the new enterprise.
Exactly, because people don't see reality; they see their reality. Do you understand? They don't. So you can be showing the person in his front and tell him this, but if that's not their reality, they are not likely to see it. So it means that something has to change here for them to see. So it's like lens. That's why it's called framing. It's like lens. If this lens, I use it to see far objects. If somebody immediately, maybe while I was looking away, colored it, put blue color over it. When I look at the screen, I'll be like, can you guys reduce the blue on the blue in this area? Reduce the blue around that wall. The wall is too blue. Reduce the blue. And they tell me, no, the wall is white. I'll tell them, excuse me. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. It's a blue wall. They say, sir. And they'll probably be, if I'm in authority, they'll probably not want to argue with me, but really, it's a white wall. But because of my framing, all I can see is blue. And that's why people tend to repeat those patterns, because all they can see is based on the frame they have on.
Change your diets. Pattern will change.
Interesting. Great. Okay. And then one final question for today's show is this. Because you've spoken of closing a door before you enter another room and stuff like that. But if you don't have closure, can you really move on?
We can speak about closure, but I'm listening to the question. Maybe you can take on about closure, but there's another thought that comes to my mind why people don't move on. There's a concept called sunk cost fallacy. The concept is that because of all I have invested or put into this project, I am not easily willing to move on from it, even if I am, probably seeing that it's not going to work, or it's giving me clear signs that it's not going to work. But because of how much I have invested in it, there is a reluctance to move on. Do you understand? Yeah. So for me, I see that's another reason why people don't move on. They still, it's like the Israelites and the cucumber and the leeks. We've been here for a long time. We've been used to this. we know this. I know my ex. I mean, is my ex. We've been together. We've been through a lot together. Now you are saying that I should leave my ex because of this new guy who I don't really know, and then my ex will still. I don't know if you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Sunk cost fallacy.
And I'm looking at the word closure through the lens of forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important because the need to forgive is really very important, because you're also going into, by the time you go into marriage, forgiveness is actually a currency.
It's a going concern.
It's a going concern.
You will need it more, in fact, more than you think you will do need it. And so, even in your relationships prior to marriage, it's important to learn to forgive, because you will need it.
So, sorry, don't forget your point. I just wanted to add that saying that is a going concern. It doesn't matter who you marry. We're not even saying you married a bad man or you married a bad woman. That's the reason why you need to forgive. The person can be a good man, can be a good woman.
If you guys,
it can be the perfect husband for you. But if you people are going to do marriage, thou must test forgivers.
That's the King James version. So it's important, and so even in your relationships now, it's important to begin to practice, to begin to understand the dimensions of forgiveness and practice it. Because you will really need it when you get married.
Yeah. And speaking of forgiveness, somebody will say, okay, so I'll forgive the person that I'm in a relationship with. He slapped me, I'll forgive him. He took my ATM card and went and spent recklessly. I'll forgive him. He does not respect boundaries, or he clearly insulted my parents. I'll forgive him. That's not what we're talking about. Those are red flags that you should move away
exactly
from.
because those are misconstruing values. As in you have mixed up the value system. So because those I put it this way, those are matters of conviction. And I usually will say for in life and in relationship, don't dilly around matters of conviction. On other matters, yes, but matters of conviction, that's how do they speak? Don't yoke an ox and what's it called? I've forgotten how they put that. In other words, if you want to yoke a cow and a cow. Don't yoke a cow. Don't yoke a cow and a donkey. They have two different convictions, even if they are beasts of burden.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think you have heard everything that we have talked about. Okay. So closure is important. You can achieve it in multiple ways. Some people say, oh, I can't achieve closure because the person didn't give me a chance for us to talk things through. No. You can achieve closure by yourself.
Yeah, I think you spoke about something like that in your book.
Analyzing by yourself.
Yeah.
Coming to terms with what happened by yourself. Drawing the lessons from that whole experience by yourself. Okay? And then by yourself deciding going forward, this is what I will do, this is what I will not do, this is what I will accept, this is what I will not accept.
Let them go and buy husband material. There's a chapter in your book where you spoke about closure. Let them buy the book, buy the workbook, because the workbook is like a personal coach. If you cannot buy the book, cannot buy the workbook, or if you buy the book and the workbook and you cannot do it yourself, that's when you need me. My link is available. Come to my office. I will help you walk through it. But my own advice is buy the book and walk through it yourself. It's doable. A lot of times when we say things cannot happen, it's a limitation of knowledge. Is that we don't know how. If we did know, and it doesn't mean that we are not intelligent. So you might be intelligent about certain things, but you may be ignorant about certain other things. So when it comes to those matters that you are ignorant of, tell yourself the truth. I don't know how to get through this, but there is a way. Find the person that knows the way and follow who know road.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Wow.
I think it's been an interesting and eye-opening show today. A lot of questions that we have addressed and different stuff we've touched on. I hope that you took notes, especially in those areas that concerned you, you know. So maybe you should do your self-assessment. Maybe you should stop and do your, what do you call it, retrospective
framing.
Yes. Analyze how your past is affecting your current experience and what you need to do so that you will achieve the kind of experience, the optimal experience that you desire for your life. Okay. I think for me, I will say that the one interesting thing that we have focused on today is growth.
Change.
Growth. And why I'm emphasizing the growth side is because that's the positive spin on change.
On change.
So know that, yes, people will change. But as they're changing, let's make it positive, okay? And even in your marriage and in your relationships, look for who you can grow with. Not just who you can have fun with and stuff like that, because what you want is that they are growing, you are growing, and
we are growing.
Together you are growing to become the best versions of yourself and to become the best version of your family unit that will create the best environment for the children that will come into that union and for every other person who will experience your union. So we will see you next time on Common Sense for Relationships. Before we go, I have to say thank you so much to our special guest, you can now know her, for being with us today on the show, and to my husband, and to our wonderful team behind the cameras, making everything work.
And let me put pressure on other people as they put pressure on me. Let me say to you in advance, Happy Christmas. Let me be pressuring you people. Happy Christmas.
I remember, like we always say, common sense
is not so common. Bye.
Bye.